Have you ever wondered how you can change the world? Well, it starts by not changing this channel. Will you give me the next few minutes of your time so we can inspire you on how you can change the world one heart at a time? When I started the ministry that's responsible for Second Chance Youth Ranch, January 1st, 1988, I put on my daytimer on every page of my monthly daytimer. No retreat, no remorse, no regrets. I don't believe in looking backwards. I only believe in looking up and looking forward. I'm Perry Black, pastor of Family Church, founder of Second Chance Youth Ranch. I have a friend of mine from Sheridan, he's a surveyor, told me, Pastor Perry, I've got some land I want you to look at, or you might be interested in looking at. And I just told him, I just don't think the timing's right now. So we waited, several months. I don't know, might have even been a year. And just one morning, I just really felt prompted of the Lord that I needed to go look at land. Well, when I was about 7 years old, my mom and dad were foster parents in northeast Arkansas in Jonesboro. Well, we kind of fielded our own baseball team. I think in this picture, I think there's 18 of us. It's my siblings, there were 5 of us, and I think a friend of my sister's who was living with us, and then the others would have been foster children. It was very common to have 2 or 3 infants, 2 or 3 toddlers. Well, my mom said that from the time she was a little girl, she wanted to be a foster parent. I don't really know what inspired her to do that, other than it was a childhood dream that she got to live out, and ended up becoming a house parent and a mom for over 110, 115 kids. Very influential woman, huge influence in my life of helping young people through the ministry of Second Chance Ranch. While I was in the Army, I declared I was an atheist, and got far from the roots of my mom's faith. And so as an atheist, I just began to do things that so many of my generation did. During the hippie generation, instead of getting engaged, we all dropped out, got involved in the drug culture. There I am, I'm sitting there, high as a kite, eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich, lost as a goose. I had served in the United States Army in Germany, and decided I'd go back to Germany and continue the life that I had been living in college and in the Army before I went to college, and I got arrested and was facing 6 to 10 years incarceration in Germany. And during that time, I knew that I needed help, and the Lord came into my life October 26, 1972, and at that time I recognized that it wasn't enough to make a social change. In order to change socially, we needed to have a heart change. And my heart had been changed, and I made a declaration to the Lord that if He would release me from this place, I'd spend the rest of my life telling people that He's alive. And but the dream of helping hurting kids never went away. And that's where the ranch comes from, is how can I help not just 1 or 2, but how can I help so many kids, especially right here in our own state, that need a second chance. We're approaching the bridge now. The bridge is always a fascinating thing, especially when we have construction trucks out, well drilling rigs or concrete trucks. All the drivers stop right here. Wow, I remember the first time we came out here and saw this bridge, and it was very rustic. Certainly Jesus is the bridge from lost humanity to heaven, and it's certainly a bridge for our young people where they're passing from their past into their future and into a relationship with us first. And as that relationship is built, always the young people build a bridge through the grace of Jesus Christ into a relationship spanning into their future. The vision in my heart for Second Chance Youth Ranch with the Old West is, in the Old West, the church was the center of the community. That's where it was, if you will, the community center. It was the schoolhouse. It was the place of worship. It was the center of the community. And my thoughts was kind of back to the future. Let's go back into the past. Let these young people have a new beginning by going back into the past where where faith is the center of the whole community. Yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you up and show you the No. We call it the No, where God first spoke to me in my heart and told me this is where He wanted Second Chance Youth Ranch to be. It's been I don't know, probably 15 years since I've made my way up through here. Things have really grown up. Well, here we are. Wow, beautiful. When I stood here for the first time, as far as I could see, from here to here, nothing but forest. And we bought the first parcel. It was a little over $165,000, and we didn't have $65 to buy it. And so this has been a venture of faith now since about 1999. People always want to know, how do we do this? We do it one day at a time. I don't really know how to explain it other than through the process of time. I believe who God calls, He equips. I don't think it's about my great faith. I think it's about my great God. Our property down here ends about 1,000 feet behind the church building, so the rest of our new city will be going out down the new roadway. And over the next several years, our plans, as always, are to build a new home every 18 to 24 months. Up the new roadway here, I would love to build a very large center for groups to come out and work, groups to come out and do Bible studies, retreats, and things like that, a retreat center. My go when it comes to foster children is I want to work myself out of a job. I want to solve the problem for hurting children in the state of Arkansas. I don't know that that's truly a possible goal, but if you shoot for the moon, at least you might hit a star. So my goal is just to keep pressing on and keep expanding. I don't have a cap or a limit on what we're going to do here. I was asked early on by people at the state, how big is Second Chance Ranch going to be? My response is, how big is God and how big is the need? So my goal is to keep going forward and making room for more and more young people that I truly believe deserve a second chance in their life.
Meet Arlinda McDaniel, a 17-year-old senior at Arkansas Christian Academy, an active, vibrant teen with a bright future ahead. But life hasn't always been easy for Arlinda. As a young child, Arlinda and her younger brother were removed from their home by the Arkansas Department of Human Services after ongoing neglect by their mother.
Our house was a train wreck. You probably don't want to see the living conditions that we were in, but everything was dirty, we literally had no idea what to do. We were just staying in a house that had no power, no lights, no food, nothing.
Family members chose to step up and take the children in, but soon after the adoption process was finalized, abuse of another form soon began.
She would always tell us about how insignificant we were, how we didn't matter to her, and how she could just basically do anything and nobody would care. The woman would hit us with anything that she could find, literally anything. There could be a pot, she found it, and we upset her at that time. She'd go get it and she'd hit us with it.
Arlinda and her brother found themselves in DHS custody once again, but instead of being placed into a home, the two were separated.
I remember every night I would literally cry myself to sleep because I would wonder, why do I have to go through this? I haven't done anything wrong. All I've done is, I've literally done nothing. You came and picked me up from my doorstep. After that, you just put me in jail. What have I done to deserve anything like that?
After nearly a month of restless nights, Arlinda decided to run away from the facility. Alone and on her own, DHS soon caught up with her. She pleaded not to be sent back, and they conceded. A few weeks later, Arlinda was introduced to the Second Chance Youth Ranch.
I really didn't know how to handle it at all. I didn't know how to handle these people that I didn't know coming up to me and trying to actually asking about me, because I wasn't used to that at that point in time. I had grown into being independent, or what my definition of independent, and I wasn't used to people actually trying to care about me. My first set of house parents were the Wagnans, and they showed me so much love, and they showed me that I didn't have to have a guard up, and they showed me that they did want to be my parents regardless if I was their kid or not. And so when I first got there, they pretty much showed me that they did want to be a part of my life and that I didn't have to worry about anything.
Arlinda thrived at the ranch, learning to trust again and building a solid foundation in Christ.
Before I came to the ranch, I knew that there was a God there, but I didn't know him like I would say I know him today. As I was at the ranch and I began going to church, because we regularly go to church every Sunday and every Wednesday, I kind of felt like it was like his presence was more evident every single Wednesday and Sunday that I went there. But I was scared to dig deep into something like that, because I'd been relying on myself for so long. It was like, how in the world could I rely on anybody else? I got baptized, and it was from that day on, I just decided that I was going to dedicate my full life to him, and that he's the one who brought me through all this, and that if I didn't go through the things that I went to in my younger years, that I wouldn't be where I am today.
Arlinda has since moved from the ranch and into the Transitional Living Program in Bryant. The TLP House is designed for motivated youth in foster care who are ready to work towards independence.
We go to school in the morning, we come home. If we have work that night, we go to work. On Wednesdays, we go to church. It's literally like an at-home life.
At the TLP House, young adults receive the support, training, and encouragement needed to successfully start life on their own, a life beyond foster care. That includes finding a job.
I work at Chick-fil-A, and normally work about 15, 20 hours a week. There's not a better job I could ever ask for. It's just awesome, amazing, so great. I'm also involved in my church, very, very heavily involved in church. I serve on the coffee shop. I serve Connections, which is basically a greeter. I do the praise team for the TNT Youth Ministry.
Arlinda is also a member of her high school's basketball and volleyball programs, all while maintaining a 3.8 grade point average. But she may take her greatest pride in being an advocate for all of Arkansas's foster kids.
I'm on the Arkansas Youth Advisory Board, and I'm actually vice president for that. And that's basically a board that advocates for all the Arkansas youth that are in foster care. A lot of the stereotypes that you see that are focusing on youth in foster care are negative. And the reasons for that is because they don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anybody to support them. And so I believe it's such a big deal whenever you actually do have somebody that's behind your back, that's pressing you forward, that's trying to support you in situations whenever you're getting ready to age out or you're getting ready to become a legal adult.
So what's next for Arlinda?
I really, really, really want a car.
And she's already saved $6,000 towards those wheels, crediting the TLP House for helping her structure and identify goals.
They try to create a foundation so that you can basically rise up to the occasion and get your life right.
Something many foster children aging out of the system are not fortunate to have. Something Arlinda hopes can change.
For the last time we checked, a little over 5,000 kids in Arkansas that are in the foster care system. And that is a major problem. With all the people that we have in Arkansas, that shouldn't be a problem. And so many people are unaware of how big of a crisis it is in Arkansas. And I believe that people just overlook it or overthink it because they think, well, it's all right, they have places to go. And really, I mean, there is nowhere to go.
Have you ever considered a Christian education for your child? Then you should check out Arkansas Christian Academy, Saline County's fully accredited premier Christian school at an affordable family rate. Students have opportunities to excel in academics, athletics, fine arts, and technology. And through our dual enrollment program, high school students can even achieve an associate's degree prior to graduation. Visit us at arkansaschristianacademy.org.
My mom struggled with drug abuse.
My dad was addicted to pornography.
My mom would try to let us eat, but my dad would say, no, they don't deserve it.
My mom was never home to take care of us. We were always left alone.
What is wrong with you? Are you stupid?
I walked out my bedroom and I seen my dad smoking meth.
I was about 6 or 7 when I started doing drugs with my parents.
How many times do I have to tell you to put your bike away? Here's your dinner, you ungrateful brat. Get in your room.
We were freezing in the winter there. We didn't really have food.
You don't need to hit her like that.
Clothes, dog poop, it was just like piled up.
Maybe if you picked up around here as much as you shot up, she wouldn't be so stupid.
The head lice itched and hurt so bad.
If I got up or something, they would hit me across my face with a belt or just anything they could find.
You're one to talk. How much have you had to drink tonight?
He told us that if we told them, then he'd hurt us.
Shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you.
I thought they didn't love me because I've been doing too bad at stuff.
That's it. I've had enough. I can't take this anymore.
You're not going anywhere.
I remember sleeping by the door a lot, waiting for her to come home, and she just wouldn't come back.
Oh my God, she's over.
My mom was yelling at my dad was yelling at my mom, and I prayed that my mom and dad would just stop fighting.
Just leave. I don't even know why you bothered.
This is my place.
We were crying, we were yelling, saying no, we didn't want to go. We refused to get in the car at first. When we were driving out here, it felt so much longer than it really was. It was so deep in the woods and we didn't know what to do because we were like, what's out here? What's gonna happen here? Like, what is it?
And eventually we got to the bridge and I was like, oh, heck no, we better turn back now.
I told my caseworker that I was not going to live out here. It was too far. I told her to turn the car around.
We had seen the houses and we were like, what is this place?
It looks like a restroom place, and it has like where it's like at the top, like general store, saloon.
Do I belong here? Am I gonna fit in?
The house parents were standing on the porch waiting.
Everyone, let's welcome Emma to the house.
I was a little nervous when I first came, but my house parents, they were really nice and kind. They introduced me to everybody.
Everybody was just like so welcoming, and I was like so happy. We had a big dinner up here at the hotel, and it was really fun. And it felt like we all came together as a big family.
Everybody told us their names and a little bit about themselves and how long they've been here.
It took me like a month or two to actually start trusting people, and I still have a little trust issues.
My first night here at the ranch was kind of hard because I was thinking of my family and I couldn't sleep for the first few days.
I would literally go in the bathroom and just cry.
Emma, it's okay, sweetie. I'm here for you.
When I came here, they were all like, you can do it, and like I just feel like I have such a great support system now, and I don't have to worry about not having a support system.
Emma, it's gonna be okay, honey. You can come out.
I can see in their eyes that they're not the bad people. They're the good kind. They believe in you, they care for you, and they want to help you make good decisions in life.
It's warm in the house, we have a lot of food, and we have comfortable beds, and it's easy to go to sleep now.
I like getting to take a shower every day, and not once a week or once every other week.
The ranch has been absolutely amazing. Like, it's helped me change in so many ways.
We go every Wednesday and Sunday to Family Church in Bryant, and on Thursdays we go for Karate for Christ.
Going to church and stuff helps me realize that I'm not alone and God's in this with me.
Like, my self-esteem used to be so low, and I had really bad depression, but I've given it all to the Lord now, and I just feel so different.
If I haven't come to Second Chance Ranch, I would be jumping from facility to facility, and I wouldn't even know who God was.
You know, have you ever met like a cancer patient? Well, you know how they have one wish and they always get one wish? Sometimes I wish that I was a cancer patient so that I could get like an adoptive family, because that's something I've always wanted. And I've never been able to have that. And I've been up for adoption since I was like 12, and I'm 15. I'll be 15 on the 21st. And I don't know, it's just hard because I feel like nobody wants me, but I don't know. It's hard.
If you have prayed to connect with a vision that's making a huge difference, I believe God has answered your prayer. Second Chance Youth Ranch is empowering a generation with their God-given identity. I personally know Pastor Perry and the staff, and it's a ministry of integrity, it's a ministry of excellence, and it's a ministry that's been proven. They have results. So connect with them, get involved, give. And give with confidence, and give knowing that you are helping to make a difference.
Hi, I'm Perry Black at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV, and we're looking for friends just like you that want to change the world one heart at a time. And we're looking for partners that will partner with us to make a difference through Second Chance Youth Ranch. And for your gift of $20 or more this month, we will send you somehow this fragile coffee cup that says Second Chance Youth Ranch. So every morning as you start out with your warm cup of coffee, you are reminded to pray for all of our kids at Second Chance Youth Ranch. Will you contact us today? We look forward to hearing from you. And until then, we will see you right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. God bless.